Hey guys, welcome to the webinar. Thanks for joining us. I'm Garrett from FairFigure,
I'm Marie from Growagy. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are.
and we're excited to be joining you guys. We've got a lot of people hopping on. We've got Yanni Ishuk and Danny Williams, Growagy co-founders, in the comments, and they'll be joining us a little bit later in the presentation. And we'll be getting started soon. But for those of you who are already here, we're going to see that we've got people trickling in. Give us a shout out, drop a comment, and give us a shout out. Where are you joining us from? We've got, let's see, Jonah Hinham from Mississippi. Ron, you're from you're calling out from Texas. Harry in Hampton, Virginia. Iana's in Florida. Benita in New Hampshire. Aaron's in sunny Mexico. Oh, that sounds nice. Felicia in Ohio. Go Bucks. All right. Marie Diaz. Well, before we get into formal introductions, we know that everybody's here for business credit. And so I wanted to ask you guys, if you had like a magic credit wand and you could get whatever kind of funding or financing that you wanted or needed, drop it in the chat now. What would you get? Would it be $1 million line of credit? Would it be your dream business car or truck? Black, maybe an Amex Black card. Leslie calling from Texas. Commenting from Texas. Well, I'll let you guys think on that. 1 million, Aaron, 1 million revolving location. Leslie, MX Black. All right, I love that. MX Black. I know that unlimited line is very seductive. Well, I want you guys to think about that as we present our information today, because we're here to help you make that jump. So I'm going to pull up our slides here. So as promised, we're going to discuss how to turbocharge your business credit with the right net 30 accounts. And we're going to cover a lot more than net 30 accounts today. I'm Garrett, FairFigure head of marketing. I've been in the business credit industry for almost a decade now. And I'd like to introduce you to Marie Twist, Growagy Senior Customer Success Manager. She's been in the business credit industry longer than myself. And let me just pull up her bio here. So Marie has been initially started her journey as a paralegal over just 10 years ago with a heavy focus on business law and business and employment law. And she worked for MGM Resort International's legal team for 3 of those years. She made the switch to business and marketing consulting in 2019, where she began teaching business credit to new business owners and helping them establish a solid foundation, and joined Growagy in 2022, where she was able to use her expertise and previous business credit knowledge to help customers there. So we'll turn it over to Marie in just a second here. I wanted to just quickly give you guys an outline and then turn it over to her. She's going to talk you through business credit, how to build it, how to pick the right net 30 accounts, and then Growagy's product as well. We wanted to just dip in really quick, show you some of our products, a product offering. We won't be able to go over the whole thing, but we've got some new and exciting things to show you. We have a special offer for you guys today at the end. And then, of course, we're here to answer your questions. So without further ado, Marie, please take it away.
Thank you so much, Garrett. I am so excited to help you guys today. Garrett, would you mind please pulling up my slideshow? Perfect. So again, we're going to be teaching you how to turbocharge your business credit and establish those scores the right way. We like to use net 30 accounts. We like to use the accounts that don't touch your personal credit, so that way you've got that maintained. So here is our agenda. We're going to go over the bureaus that matter because there's a lot of different business credit bureaus out there, just like there is for personal credit. There's only some of them that are really being pulled from by lenders. Then we're going to break down the scores for you so that way you know exactly what goes into each score. We're going to talk about utilizing net 30 accounts and then an actual strategy to help you build quickly. And then once you've built your scores, we're going to talk about how to maintain those scores. And then we'll also give you some tips about personal credit because it is important that you're focusing on both. At the very end, we're going to give you a quick demo of the product that we have. We have a great software that will help you grow your business while also building business credit. Then FairFigure will take it away and give you their product demo. Again, same thing. They have some really great products that will help you to build your business credit and help you actually monitor your credit as well. At the very end, we'll open up a Q&A. If you guys want to drop questions into the chat, we'll answer those live at the end. Danny and Yana are manning that chat, so they can answer questions as well. But if they feel like it's something that we should be sharing with everyone, we'll answer those live. All right, so let's get into it. Your business score is your company's reputation. This is going to establish trust with lenders, investors, and even contract partners. It determines your ability to secure funding. A lot of owners apply for accounts that check your personal credit or require personal guarantees. This is going to increase your hard inquiries and make it more difficult for you to get future funding, even if you have a solid business score. The best strategy, using the right net 30 accounts that won't impact personal credit to build your initial business credit scores. So let's get into the bureaus now. The bureaus that matter are really going to be Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Experian, and CreditSafe. Dun & Bradstreet is the oldest and largest one out there. Equifax and Experian are a little newer to the game, but they are very trusted by many lenders. So it's really important that you're building scores on all of them. CreditSafe is fantastic if you're doing international business. They also are the second largest out there in the world, aside from Dun & Bradstreet. Now, each one pulls from different information. You'll see Dun & Bradstreet is mostly going to be payment history. Equifax is a multi-score system. It covers risk, payment, and failure likelihood. Experian is going to have a broad range of data, including public records and trade accounts. And CreditSafe is very similar there. They track trade payments, court records, and your corporate structure. So let's break down those individual scores. Dun & Bradstreet has the Paydex score, which is considered a payment index score. Again, it's highly based on your payment history. Any negative payments bring that score down fast. The earlier you pay, the better here. But be careful about paying too early. Some net 30 accounts, if you pay your invoices too early, they won't send out a report to the credit bureaus. But you can always call them and verify what their reporting standards are and whether or not early payments will still be reported. And then we have Equifax Business. So with them, there are 3 different scores here. The first one is going to be the Business Credit Risk Score. Now, this is the one that you're going to see on your dashboards with companies like FairFigure. This is the one that your creditors are typically going to be looking at the most and giving the most weight. A score of 700 and up is considered a good score here. The payment index, again, just like the Paydex score, it's a range of 0 to 100. It's going to be very similar to what you see at Dun & Bradstreet. With these, Equifax 90 or higher is actually what you should be aiming for here. And then the business failure score ranges from 1,000 to 1,880. This measures whether or not your company might fail within the next 12 months. A score of 1,315 or above is considered good. And then we have Experian Business. Again, they do have a couple of different scores here, but the one that really matters is going to be the IntelliScore Plus. And with them, a 76 or higher means low risk and puts you into a good to excellent range. Unlike Dun& Bradstreet, this is based on a broader range of data and not just your payment history. So they're looking at public records, your trade accounts, your payment history, and your company demographics. And then we have Credit Safe. Again, really great if you're doing international business. If you are, that's where they're going to be pulling from most likely. They do have a lot of different data sources as well. They do look at trade payments, they look at court records, financial statements, and then your corporate structure as well. To improve your scores with them, you want to make sure you're paying on time and in full, keep your utilization low. And then they also take, I'm sorry, you want to ensure that your supplier reports positive payment history. So make sure they're not just reporting on negative history. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to utilizing that 30s and the strategy that we found works best. So with the net 30 accounts, these are accounts that allow you to buy goods or services on an invoice. You're going to pay that invoice 30 days later. Typically, it's not your normal type of credit card you can use anywhere. It's more of a store line of credit. So it's to purchase that company's goods and services. There are exceptions to this, like the FairFigure Lift account that deposits money directly into your bank account that you can use anywhere. You want to find accounts that will help you with the things that you already need. Uline, Granger, Quill, they are great examples. They don't check your personal credit and they have accounts that offer net 30 terms while reporting your payment history to the business credit bureaus. Growagy is another account that offers net 30 terms. We have a software here that helps you to build your business credit by reporting the payments. Now, we also help you to grow your business by offering a set of tools within that software, like our AI that will help you to quickly generate your social media posts and manage all your business efforts.
And Maria, if I could interject here on this last one, what I really like about you guys, I know you're gonna go into this a little bit more in detail here soon, is, well, first off, you know, guys listening, we vetted Growagy. They're one of our trusted partners. We've seen their customers get payments reported to the credit bureaus. And it may seem like, well, of course, but a lot of these, if you Google how to get net 30 accounts or look on TikTok or YouTube or all the information that's floating out on the internet, a lot of companies that say they report to the bureaus don't actually report. So you could go spend 50, 100, 200, even $300, pay off your net 30 account, and then at the end of the day discover they didn't report. And so we want to avoid that by connecting you guys with Growagy and other partners that are trustworthy. And what I love about Growagy is they report to multiple bureaus. A lot of these net 30 accounts, first off, a ton of them are just like office supplies, which is great. But sometimes you might want to, you might want business services beyond those. And they'll only report to one bureau. And so why not get as many bureaus as you can with each account?
Thank you, Garrett. And then we also have a couple of accounts with FairFigure as well that are excellent options. FairFigure offers a premium account that allows you to monitor your credit reporting for only $35 a month, and it does report as well. And then they have FairFigure Lift as well. It's an EIN only business funding. Again, it deposits straight into your bank account. You do have to meet their revenue requirements and then provide your EIN, and then the funding is typically approved based off of your bank statements. There are many net 30 business accounts out there. Some are better than others. There's some really important questions to ask. So with that being said, you want to make sure that you're checking, sorry, I cut ahead of myself there. You want to make sure that you're asking who they report to, how often they're reporting, if they report both positive and negative payment history. There are some accounts out there that will only send out reports once you've missed a payment. That's not going to help you to build up your score. And then, of course, you can always call the credit department of where you're considering applying for and ask those questions to make sure you're as informed as possible. All right, so the strategy that we found that works the best is we call it the 4x3 or the 3x4, depending on how fast you want to build. So you can have 4 vendors for 3 months or 3 vendors for 4 months. You want to make sure each of those vendors is reporting to the bureaus that you're trying to build your score on. So if you have 2 vendors that are reporting to Equifax and Experian, but then the other 2 are only reporting to Dun& and Bradstreet, the strategy won't work. So you really need that knowledge and that visibility to make sure you can see who exactly is reporting where, that it's showing up on your credit history. And that's why accounts like the one with FairFigure are so important. That way you can see exactly what's showing up on your credit history, and you can identify any issues that come up early. Now with those vendors, for if you do 3 vendors, you're going to utilize them for 4 months and make sure those reports get sent out for each of the 4 months. They need a total of 12 credit reports in order to build a comprehensive score. If you want to do it a little bit faster, you'll do 4 vendors for 3 months and that'll build your score. And like I said, before you apply, always ask who they report to, how often they report. It should be monthly. And do they report good and bad credit or only when you miss a payment? Some vendors will report to multiple bureaus. So always check and verify before filling out the application and make sure they're reporting to the ones that you want to build your score on. And then don't automatically close your accounts. So you've built your scores. The next thing to do is to maintain it. You can close some of your accounts, but credit scores are really only based on the last 12 months of history, and they do want to see multiple lines of credit with at least 12 reports within that 12 months. So you want to keep, I recommend at least 2 accounts open and active. Make sure that they're still regularly sending out reports. Credit age matters. It does take time to build that. They want to see 2 to 3 years, but while you're building that, having in a couple of different vendors that are reporting helps to keep you from having a thin file. And then we talked about the 12-month activity window, so just make sure you do keep some sort of activity on there. Now, a bonus tip, don't ignore your personal credit. It is a myth that you can get big business loans without your personal credit being a factor. They're at the very least going to pull a hard inquiry and want to check and see where you're at with things. So while you're building your business credit, that's the right time to make sure you've made changes to your personal credit, you've paid down your balances, and done what you can to bring your score up if it's not already up. Make sure you maintain that score. Don't get a whole bunch of hard inquiries on there so that way it's available and ready to use when you need it. Right. And I would love to give you guys an overview of Growogy and the account that we offer. Garrett, would you mind switching the screen for me?
Absolutely.
All right. So here at Growogy, you can build your business credit while growing your business. We really work with a lot of new and small to medium business owners and help them set that solid foundation. And we give them the tools to save time and money while they're growing that business. So once we log into Growogy, this is what our software looks like. We do have an AI feature here. What makes us stand out from other companies is our personalization. This is geared just towards business owners, where you can come in and you can give your company your name and a description. You can list out each of your products and services and describe those. You can identify your target audiences and give them a description as well. And this helps teach our AI about your company specifically. So that way, when you do ask it questions or ask it to create things for your company, it can give you much more comprehensive results that really make a difference for your business. Now, within our AI, we also have a library of preset prompts for business owners. We have our topic tags across the top here. So if you need help with social media, you can click into there and it'll give you all the prompts for social media. You can click into these and click Start New Chat. It'll pop it into the chat for you. And then the personalization you filled out will automatically have these sections where it might ask for your input. You can also go into our chat itself and you can write your own custom prompts just like you could with ChatGPT. But what we have here is we have the ability to use our brackets to pull up the information we put into personalization. So if I use a bracket and type in audience, here's all my different audience members that I have for an option. So if I tell it to create a social media post, I can say target and then I can put my audience in and it already has that description ready to go. The next thing that we have here is our business plan. It's also powered by our AI. So we do have our personalization here with questions specific about your business. Once you've filled that out, you can go into each section and fill out the individual sections. And if you'll see here, let's do growth strategy. We do have instructions. So if you want to do it yourself, you can, but we also have industry specific examples. If you want the AI to write it for you, you just click help me write and the AI will come up with this section for you on how to grow your company. You can open up the AI and tell it to change the tone or focus more on a specific topic. You can also correct it directly in here and click save. And then when you go to review and download, this downloads to a Word document for you. So you can add in your custom themes and logo. So that way it looks like it really came from your company. We also offer the financial analysis section of your business plan. We have a template here where you just fill out 2 sections of the template, and then it automatically creates your projections and your graphics to go into the back of your business plan. And then we also have a planning feature here to help you with all your to-dos, whether it's marketing or operations. We have recently added a social media scheduler here. So if we open this up, you'll see that we connect to Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can schedule a stagnant post, carousel, reel, or story. You can upload images or video. And then, of course, you have the option to add in your text. Now, we do have our AI tool right here in the right-hand corner. So if you want it to create your text for you, it's really easy to open that up and ask it to do so. And again, you do have those bracket features available here as well. So I can type in product and have it write a specific post about a product I want to go forward with. Then down here, you just choose the date and time to schedule it and click Save Social Post, and we do the rest for you, and you don't have to think about it for the rest of the week. And then we do have some loyalty benefits that come with our plans. So if we scroll down here, you can see a schedule of our benefits. We do offer 2 different plans. The monthly plan starts receiving loyalty benefits in month 5, and these are completely free to our users. The annual plan starts receiving benefits in the first month. We have things like a set of social paid ad copy and images where we create the content for you to run an ad. We have an SEO technical review for your website, a website design review and recommendations, and an advertising account set up with Google Advertising. There's a lot more too, but this all comes with your account as a thank you for being a customer with us, and is designed to help increase your visibility as a company. We do offer 2 different plans. So if you would like to apply, you're going to click Get Started, and it'll take you to the 2 different plans you can choose from. We do have a monthly plan that you can cancel at any time, and we also have an annual plan. The monthly plan is $55 a month. The annual plan is $600 for the year, and that's broken out into 3 payments of $200 each. The big difference between the 2 is receiving your loyalty benefits faster. The annual plan does have the advanced version of our AI, and then it does report a higher credit limit, and you do get access for the first consultation sooner. Now, every account comes with monthly strategy meetings with a dedicated account manager. So each month you'll get the opportunity to schedule a 20-minute Zoom call with us where we can go over your business strategy with you and talk about how you can obtain your goals and show you how to utilize the tools we offer within GrowOG as well. I'm going to go ahead and hand things back off to Garrett so he can do his overview as well.
Marie, before you leave this, I just want to say what I really like about what you presented here and what you guys offer is your tool can do a lot. And a lot of the Net 30 accounts you see being presented around the internet, like I said before, are like, office supplies or physical products. But it's like when you're a small business owner, I come from a family of small business owners. I have a small business myself on the side. It's like you're short on time. And I love that you implement AI. It's like, hey, website, social media, SEO, there's all these different things that they can come in and do at a very affordable price. Oh, and by the way, build your business credit while you're doing it. And I think that's really cool.
Absolutely. And just real quick so that everybody knows, all we require to be approved for an account here is some real basic information about your business. You have to have a US address, an EIN number. We do require that before we start credit reporting, but we don't require it to approve your account. And then, of course, the legal owner's name of the company as well. We do report to Equifax Business and Experian Business every month. Our credit reports close on the 14th, and the reporting goes out in the middle of the month.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Marie.
Thank you so much.
So let's switch over now to FairFigure's product. And I loved your as you included in your presentation a little earlier, you could combine FairFigure and Grow-Energy, because as you shared, I love that like 4-3. That's like a really easy thing to remember. Okay, multiple months, I need multiple, net 30s, and why not get both? And so I want to walk you guys through FairFigure Premium. This is our paid subscription, only $35 a month, and gives you access to your business credit scores and reports and much more. So I'm not going to go over all the features today, but just high level, quick peek. This is our demo account, and you can see here right when you log in, boom, you've got Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Credit Safe, and then we have our own in-house FairFigure score. When you log in, you're prompted to connect to your business checking account through Plaid. It's totally safe, and that's we're able to get that extra revenue data. Marie mentioned FairFigure Lift earlier. That is our financing product, as she said, EIN only revenue financing, right? We don't check your personal credit. And so that's a separate product. You don't need FairFigure Premium to get it, but you do need to check your check in with your business bank account data, and then those payments get reported to the Business Credit Bureau. So that's one trade line. And then FairFigure Premium, boom, that's two trade lines, because we actually report your paid subscriptions to the Business Credit Bureaus. And so so if you click on the foundation report, this actually shows your business credit report data. So what we've got here is, scroll down on the left-hand side, you've got your business information, your EIN, the date, the name, and the address. And this all seems very basic, but what we've actually found working with customers is that incorrect business address is one of the most common reasons you can get turned down, and our customers do get turned down for financing, because they'll have some third party like set up their LLC, and it's not the address they put on their credit report. So make sure that this information is correct. We've got the Unify feature, where you could actually submit through us the address and other information, phone number, and corporation, and then we'll actually submit to the bureaus on your behalf if any of that information is incorrect. You'll also see here we've got trade line summary. So this is what we've been talking about today. And then in this example here, you see in this example, we've got like one Dun & Bradstreet trade line, but 6 for Equifax and 0 for Credit Suisse. This is a very realistic thing where each bureau is going to be picking up different trade lines. And quite often we get people, we get established businesses, but we also get a lot of small business owners that are just starting out. Or maybe you've been in business for a while, but you don't have anything that's been reported to the bureaus. These might actually draw blanks. And that's not because we're not reporting it. It's because you don't have a file with the bureau. And so just by signing up for FairFigure, we're gonna submit your data to Credit Safe to create a file for you if you don't already have one. And that takes 7 days to complete. And then quite simply, the best way to get your business credit profile established is to get trade lines, just like we've been talking about today, net 30 accounts, credit cards, whatever that is. And so as you get those trade lines, you'll see them pop up in your monthly subscription here. One of the newest features that we just rolled out is balance. Love this because it is included with our premium subscription at no additional charge. It's essentially a bookkeeping and accounting tool. If you don't have the, if you haven't set up your QuickBooks or whatever your accounting tool is yet, this connects directly with your business bank account. As mentioned earlier, you don't have to do anything. It's already set up, and it helps to automate your regular bookkeeping categorization. Check, 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 check. So that's a really nice feature we're really proud of. And then we want to skip over to in our marketplace, we have pre-approved and vetted vendors. And you can see we've got GrowOG right here as one of our trusted partners. If you guys have business expenses that you need to take on, what I'd recommend is come here first. Just give the marketplace a check and see if any of our vendors do what you were going to buy anyway, because might as well get credit on your business for the bills that you have anyway. So that's what I wanted to cover in our product today. I saw some of you guys covering, asking some questions here. So I wanted to open up Q&A, and before we did that, oh yeah.
I did want to jump in on something you said about the business address not matching up what's on the credit report. That is probably one of the #1 issues that we see when credit reports get lost. So that should be the first thing you do when you see Net 30 accounts that say they report, but those reports maybe aren't showing up. Check your spelling on your business name, make sure that your commas are in the same place, and everything is exactly the same across all the bureaus and all of your credit accounts. If you're using a platform like FairFigure, it's really easy to check and make sure your address is correct on there. It should be what's on your articles of incorporation, so that way it's the same across all platforms. And it's really easy to call your vendors as well and just double check with them on the exact spelling on what they have for your company name, as well as the address and the phone number. But verifying to make sure all that information is the same is the best way to make sure that the credit reports are showing up with the bureaus.
Thank you. That's an excellent tip. I love that. And then Marie, could you go over, I think you were going to go over that offer one more time.
Of course.
See. And then we're going to open up Q&A.
So with GrowOG, we do have a special offer for our accounts right now. So if you go into here and see pricing, you'll see that our annual account is discounted to $580 for the year. So your first payment with us would only be $180. This is a special offer for our webinar attendees. In just a moment, we're going to pull up a screen that'll have the QR codes. It'll take you to this screen here, where we have the special offer from FairFigure. And for GrowOG, we also have a one-pager that goes over what we talked about today for the credit building in the different bureaus. And then we're also offering a personal credit guide to help you with some tips. It does break down the scores for personal credit that matter and ways to boost up and increase your score.
Awesome. If you just want to scroll to the top of that page, I can drop that link in the chat here. Guys, please check this out. We're grateful you were coming. While we keep that live, we wanted to address your questions that you guys have been bringing up throughout the presentation. So I'm going to bring on Danny and Yana. You guys ready to go? All right.
Yeah. Hi, guys. Great job, guys.
Thanks.
So the first question that we have, that how can we verify if a company reports like they say they do? Who do we call, the bureau, the company, or there's other options?
Marie, did you want to take that since you kind of already touched on it in your presentation?
Yeah, absolutely. So if I would recommend starting off with calling the credit department of the lender first. Call and verify with them the information, verify who they're reporting to, and of course, make sure that your business information is correct. And then you can always contact the bureaus directly. Your Net 30 accounts or your different lenders should be able to give you the reporting ID that they use to send those reports out. And so it'll be a little bit easier for the bureaus to pull up those reports.
And Marie, what if they're very vague about it, or they don't want to give you that idea? What does that mean?
If they're vague about it or don't want to give you the ID, that's not something that I typically see if they are reporting. So if they won't give you that ID, then I would definitely call the bureaus directly. They should be able to pull up your credit file. And if they can't find the reports, I would suggest finding a different account. It's really important that you guys regularly verify reporting, because companies like Quill, while they're fantastic, they're owned by Staples, they have great products. Sometimes they report and sometimes they get into fights with the bureaus and they don't report for a while. So you have to call and just make sure that they are currently reporting.
Alfonso just jumped in and he said, hey, I went through all my net 30 accounts, and if I don't have a tax ID or SSN, they won't accept me. So I just wanted to note, you want net 30 accounts that require your EIN, but not your personal credit. So if you're buying a net 30 account, they don't have to do, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but you don't have to do the typical banking checks known as know your customer. And so you shouldn't, if they're wanting your social security number, check and see if they're going to check your credit. They shouldn't be checking your personal credit on these accounts. That's the kind of the whole point. So, yeah.
And then it is free to get a tax ID number through the IRS. Alfonso, is there a reason why you don't have a tax ID? While we're waiting for him to respond, Yana, do you want to go forward with another question?
Yes, so I have a question about FairFigure. So FairFigure still have the credit card besides list. I have FairFigure Premium, but my credit safe is not showing a score. And when I go ask a copy of my report from credit safe, it shows a score.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly what's going on there, but a few things come to mind. One, there could be a lag if we update our premium subscriber information once a month. So it could be that you're seeing newer information on your direct credit safe account that hasn't updated yet, and it just will later this month. So that's gonna be one thing. I would check and see if the credit safe score you get from credit safe is the same one that we have in our account. So there are multiple scores. And those are the first two things that come to mind. But I would urge you to reach out to customer support, and we could take an individual look at your situation.
Okay, perfect. I'll drop a support email in the chat in 30 seconds. So I have FairFigure Premium and I have tradelines established. My problem is getting business capital and my personal credit is not great. Any suggestions?
Definitely scan the QR code, go to that site that we popped into the comments, and take a look at that personal credit guide. There's a lot of really great information in there. Unfortunately, like I said, you do have to have a decent score in order to qualify for that funding. There are some creative lenders out there, so you can do some research on creative funding. There's a couple of really great companies out there. I know that FairFigure has a section where they recommend financing. Is that correct, Garrett?
Yeah.
They have a funding section, and then we have one as well. So there are some options out there. It just depends on what your specific situation is. If you would like to email into support@growagy.com, we can kind of take a look and see if we can help you a little bit further, or you can email into Garrett's support desk as well.
I love that answer, Marie. Something I'd add is the reason we like to start with net 30 accounts is because there's certain net 30 accounts that like anyone can get. You just have to have an EIN, right? And as you build your business credit, you'll slowly be able to get better and better financing types without your personal credit. And like Marie said earlier, you're not going to be able to get $1 million business loan as a small business owner without a personal credit check. It's just not going to happen. But as you can slowly work your way up over time and build your credit so that you can get higher and higher loan amounts and better types of financing.
And they're going to lean a little less on your personal credit as you go.
Exactly. And so that's our goal for you. Obviously, revenue is a big factor, right? Like if your revenue is inconsistent, if your business bank account goes negative, those are huge red flags to lenders. If your revenue is steady, that's a huge factor. So obviously, business credit is just one piece, but it's an important piece. And if that is right, it lays a solid foundation.
Okay, so next question is, how do you feel about Uline? They seem pretty reliable to report, and I only need one more trade line to report to Dun and Bradstreet to get paycheck score, and I picked Uline this month.
Uline's a great account to have. You just, again, need to verify reporting. They are one of those ones where if you pay them too early, they typically don't send out a report. So make sure you're waiting till about a week to 5 days before your invoice is due before you make the payment. So that way those reports actually get sent out. One important thing to remember with companies like Uline that you're going and purchasing products from them is you're only going to get a report sent out once per month. So don't make 3 different purchases in 1 month and think that it's going to get reported 3 different times. It'll be reported 1 time. Your purchases with them need to be $55 or more in order for that report to be added to Dun & Bradstreet. So that's another important factor to keep in mind. That does include your shipping. So it's your total at the end of your invoice, but it has to be $55 or more. If you're at $54.99, the report won't get added.
Okay, next question. So I was trying to correct my information with FairFigure, but it asks for utility bill, but I don't have a utility bill. My business is virtual. What can I do to get my business information updated with FairFigure to report correctly? Thank you.
Well, we need some kind of verifiable data. So I have to double check with our product team, but I think if you are able to upload evidence of like your actual Secretary of State listing with your state, that's pretty solid data that we could submit to the credit bureaus.
And then I did see that Alfonso responded as well. Alfonso, I'm going to go ahead and recommend that you reach out directly to support@growag.com for this. Since you are a non-resident, it can be a little bit trickier, and we'll see how we can help you there.
So next question is, I have an account with SEO Creative, and they said my account is reporting, but it's not showing on FairFigure.
So I think that goes back to starting out with identifying if there's any discrepancies with what CEO Creative has versus what's on your credit platform. Make sure, again, the business name, the address, the phone number are all exactly the same. If you're missing even a comma, it can create a duplicate file for your credit reports, and those kind of get lost out there. And then, Garrett, did you have anything to add for that since it's your platform?
Yeah, I think you're definitely right about that. I was trying to think about add anything. Yeah, we'd have to take a look at your individual situation to see what's going on there. The address thing is huge. Again, it could be the time lag thing. Yeah, one of those makes a lot of sense. Yeah, again, reach out to support for those individual questions.
Okay, so next question. I made a purchase with Uline of $83, yeah, days ago, and was gonna pay it tomorrow, which is like March the 10th. Is it too early in order for it to eligible for reporting?
So you want to look at your due date on there. There'll be an invoice date and a due date. And then you want to pay 5 to 7 days before that due date, but don't pay before then because of the reporting issue.
Okay, so this all questions from the chat that I see. Guys, if you have any other questions, please comment in the chat. There's like a couple of other questions that usually we asked a lot. So if we have time, do you want to go through 3 more questions?
Sure.
So what can I do if I make a late payment?
Late payments are tough. The first thing you want to do is try and get ahead of it. If you know you're going to be late, or if you just found out you're late, reach out to the lender immediately, or to your trade line immediately. See if they can give you an extension, or if there's anything that you can do. Typically, once that late payment's been reported, unless you've had fraud or some sort of emergency where you were in the hospital that you can prove with documents, there's not a whole lot you can do with business credit to get those removed. You can always dispute it with the credit bureaus, but unless, like I said, there was fraud or some sort of medical reason, they typically aren't going to remove those. The nice thing is that most of these credit scores are based primarily off of your payment index or your payment history. So the more positive payments you have go in, the more it waters down that late payment. They do recover a lot faster. And then, of course, make the payment as quick as you can. The sooner that you can get that late payment to show that the account's been paid, the better. It'll start recovering your score immediately.
Okay, and the next question is, what impact does my reported credit utilization have on my scores?
So credit utilization, it really depends on which bureau you're looking at. So Dun & Bradstreet, they don't really take that into account too much, but Equifax and Experian, and I think even CreditSafe definitely do. So you want to keep your utilization below 30%, just like with personal credit, or if you do carry a balance, pay it down as quickly as you can, because the higher the utilization, the lower your score is going to drop. But keep in mind, if you do have to carry a balance, that drop is temporary. As soon as you're able to pay those balances down, your score will spring right back up.
Yeah, this is one of those things that's really interesting because it's like banks want to see that you have credit and they're making payments. Oh, but by the way, don't use too much of your credit. So it's like this little game that you're playing, right? Where it's like, don't use too much of your credit lines, like 30%, like Marie said, stay under that. And over time, so the strategy is over time, you request increases. With traditional bank lines of credit, 6 months is the rule. With credit cards, I think that's probably a good rule of thumb too. And then it's kind of like in your mind, whatever your 30% is actually your real credit line that you can use as much as you want without any like credit penalties. But it's like I think if you're slowly every 6 months, you're getting those new credit line increases, 20% here, 20% there. And then you're adding new credit lines. If you have 10 credit lines, $20,000 each, that kind of thing really adds up. So it's definitely a game that you build over time.
Yeah. So the next question is, how do you feel about Granger? Any insights on reporting time like you gave for Uline? Haven't used them in years, so that's why I asked.
I have not verified with them in probably 3 years whether or not they're still reporting. And I know they're one of those ones that will drop off reporting and then start reporting again. So just make sure you're verifying your reporting with them. They are one of the ones, if you pay too early, it won't report. I do believe Granger and Uline will report as a pay on delivery for their accounts if you don't qualify for their credit accounts right away, but don't quote me on that. Definitely call and double check with their credit department. Things are always changing within this business, within Net 30s, and within individual companies. So it's just really important that you call and you verify reporting with them. But Granger, I think they're very much like Uline. They operate in a very similar way and they offer similar products as well.
So the next question, do multiple inquiries on business credit have a negative impact?
Do you know that one, Marie?
I'm sorry, do multiple inquiries on business credit have a negative impact? With that one, From what I've seen, there's only one bureau that really looks at hard inquiries. I think it's Equifax, if I'm not mistaken. With them, it's not going to be the same number on your personal credit. Personal credit, you want to keep it 2 or less within a 12-month period. With business credit, I think they give you a little bit more leeway, but the other companies typically don't take that into account.
Yeah, I just know that it's a lot more lenient with business credit, and I think mostly not a factor, right? Like you just said,
Correct.
mostly not. Yeah. But what makes it so hard, I feel like, is every credit score works differently. I've seen credit scores. Well, there's credit scores where you need to have a business checking account. But like with the PEDX score, I don't think that's even a thing. It's like just make your payments on time. That's all we care about. So yeah, all these little nuanced details. And when we give advice, we just try to like say the best that'll work for everything. But fortunately, yeah, they are more lenient with hard inquiries on your business credit.
Okay, so people ask if FairFigure has like support phone number.
No support phone number at this time. Sorry to hear about your experience, Alfonso. Not sure what happened there, but the email is our best bet right now.
And so next question, FairFigure, are you guys bringing back the capital card?
So, if you guys apply for the capital card at this time, we're rerouting you to the FairFigure Lift experience. Exact same type of financing. It's just we send that money directly to your bank account instead of you having a card that can swipe. It's still the same spendable money. We have a card in the works. I can't say anything more than that. Stay tuned for more details.
Okay, and the last one, I see people ask to repeat utilization tip again. Marie, like short summary if you can.
Yeah, so with utilization, you do want to try to keep it below 30%. That's the ideal place to be. If you can pay your accounts in full each month, of course, that is the most ideal, but at least below 30%. If you do have to carry a balance, it's not the end of the world. You will see a dip in your credit score, but that dip is temporary. As soon as you're able to pay that balance back down, your score should pop right back up. So just keep in mind, you don't want to carry a balance for too long, but carrying it for a short time is not going to have a big negative impact or a long-term negative impact. Those points are really easy to regain. And Dun & Bradstreet does not take that into an account with their PAYDEX score. They're not looking at your credit utilization.
Perfect. That's all the questions from the chat. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Yana.
Thanks, guys, for joining. This recording will be sent out automatically as soon as it's uploaded to the cloud via email. And hope you guys can take advantage of our special offer. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you guys so much for joining us.